Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine Merle and today I will be presenting a demonstration speech showing you how to make deviled eggs. In front of me, I do have a few ingredients and tools that I could imagine almost everyone have in their house, whether it's in your pantry or your refrigerator. I am presenting deviled eggs because my mother is the one that's always on deviled egg duty. It is such a quick and easy appetizer to bring to almost any occasion. I promise it is. It is definitely a crowd pleaser. So in front of me, I have 2 hard-boiled eggs, 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, a hefty 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, about a tablespoon of mustard, sugar, and I diced up a baby kosher pickle. Now, this recipe usually calls for sweet relish. However, I don't have any relish in the house at this moment, so that's why I will be adding just a little bit of sugar. Starting with our boiled eggs, in order to get you a nice hard-boiled egg, you would want to get you a pot that you can boil water in, place your eggs in the pot, and then fill the water so that the water is covering the eggs. Bring your water to a boil. Boil for your eggs for about 10 to 12 minutes, okay? Once your eggs are done, as in you've gotten a hard-boiled egg, there's ways to check if they start to crack, or what I like to do, I like to tap my spoon against the hard-boiled egg while it is in the boiling water, and there's just like almost this hollow sound, I guess. There's a certain sound to it that would let me know that the eggs have finished boiling. Okay, once your eggs are finished, you should have an ice cold bowl of water on the side and just place your eggs in that water to let them cool. Once your eggs have then cooled, you would want to crack the shell on your eggs and gently peel the eggs so that you have something that looks like this. And after I take the shell off my eggs, I do like to rinse my eggs just to make sure, there's no shell left behind or anything of that sort. All right, so let's get into it. And I also have a bowl here to make my filling, and I have a fork and a knife, okay? I'm going to start by cutting my eggs from top to bottom. So it leaves me with a hard-boiled egg that looks like this, an oval shape from top to bottom. I'm going to cut both eggs. Yolk came off on the knife. I'm going to then place the yolks in a separate bowl. You can usually just pop the yolks right on out, just like that. And this is what your egg would look like. So I'm going to pop all of the yolks out of the egg. So now I'm just left with the egg whites. Once I then have my egg yolk in a separate bowl, what I like to do is go and mash up my egg yolks very fine so that there aren't any huge clumps in my filling. Now, if you're making a really a big batch of boiled eggs, it would be perfectly fine to use a mixer, a hand mixer, any type of mixer that you have, a whisk, to make sure that you get the egg yolks crushed up nice and fine. And depending on what type of texture you like as well, you'll do it to your liking. Okay. We're almost there. I am crushing my egg yolks nice and fine. Okay, so that is what we are left with now. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add in my mayonnaise. I'll start with a nice tablespoon of mayonnaise since I'm only making 2 hard-boiled eggs. One moment. Okay, I grabbed a different spoon for my mustard. I'm going to use that. Just a little under a tablespoon of mustard. So I have my mayonnaise and my mustard. I'm going to add in my pickle and just a little bit, a tiny bit of sugar. That's all you need. And so now I'm gonna mix. Mix, 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 mix. Yeah. It's good in there. Okay, so the consistency should look something like that, depending on how well you crush up your yolk. Now what I would like to do is fill the eggs. Usually, or if you would like to pipe your eggs, that's perfectly fine. It'll give them more of a neater look. That's what I normally like to do, is pipe my eggs, but it is perfectly fine to also use a spoon. And now I am just filling my hard-boiled eggs with the filling. I'm stuffing them. All right, I have stuffed all of my hard-boiled eggs. And this is how they are looking. The next step, the last and final step, would be to sprinkle a little bit of paprika on top of them if you would like. Deviled eggs can be so creative. You can add different types of toppings. For example, bacon bits or shrimp or chives, anything you would like to add to your egg, feel free to do so. But here is the finished product of the deviled eggs. And again, this is a very quick and easy appetizer that almost anyone can make. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Have a good one.